Have you ever noticed how quickly you speak to yourself when something doesn't go to plan? That voice that says, this shouldn't be so hard. Why am I reacting like this? I should be stronger by now. Or those moments where you feel something rising, sadness, frustration, disappointment, and almost immediately another part of you steps in to shut it down. Don't go there. Stay positive. Keep it together. And on the outside, you might be doing exactly that, keeping it together, showing up, functioning, getting through your days. But how does it look inside? There's a different experience, one that doesn't always feel held. And maybe, if you're really honest, there are moments where you wish someone would just sit next to you and say, this is hard, and I'm here with you. So let's explore that a little together. Maybe take a moment, grab a glass of water or a cup of tea, and if you can, just sit back for a few minutes and relax. Hello, and a warm welcome to my podcast show, Your Fertility Counselor. I'm your host, Tanya Fessler, and together we will dive into all things fertility, offering support, expert insights, and practical evidence-based advice for anyone navigating their fertility journey. So grab a cup of tea and make yourself comfortable. Let's get started. Hi, and welcome back. This is our third episode in this mini-series around holding it all together even when it's heavy. And today, I want to gently shift the focus away from everything you're managing on the outside and towards how you're holding yourself on the inside. Because when things feel uncertain or out of your control, we often become harder on ourselves, more critical, less patient. That's definitely me. Less kind. And it makes sense. When something matters deeply, we want to get it right. We want to feel in control. But the truth is, this is usually the moment where we need something very different. I often think about it like this. If someone you love came to you feeling exactly the way you do, would you speak to them the way you speak to yourself? Or would you soften? Would you sit with them, listen, reassure them without trying to fix everything immediately? Of course we would, because it's our friend, right? And why the heck are we not doing it with ourselves? That's sometimes the reminder that we really have to think about, like how to treat myself as being my best buddy. And maybe even observe on how the language, the thoughts, the words you choose are transforming. So this is where I want to introduce something today, a slightly different way of thinking about holding it together. What if holding it together doesn't mean pushing everything down, but instead learning how to hold yourself through what's coming up? Not in a perfect way, not all the time, but just a little more gently. So let me offer you 3 small shifts today. Again, not things you have to do, just invitations. The first is this. Notice how you speak to yourself. Not to change it immediately, just to notice the tone, the words, the pressure. Awareness is always the first step. A second thing that you could do, pause before you respond to yourself. And I know this is not an easy one because we often like to jump immediately into the situation. So next time, perhaps you can try when something comes up, instead of reacting straight away, just take a breath. Create a small gap, because in that gap, you have a choice. You have a choice to go either left or right or straight. And that's in your control. So look at you as being in the driver's seat for that. You have choices. People love to have choices. When I discuss this with my friends, they always jump on it right away because everyone likes to have choices, including myself. And this is the break or the gap or the pause that you can create. And if you're sitting and you need that little break, just get up, do some movements. If you're standing and you catch yourself in that situation where you have to bring a pause into that situation, then just move one foot behind. Take a step back, literally, so that it feels like I'm taking myself out of this equation. Observe, reflect, and choose. It's in your control. And the last one that came through my mind when I was reflecting for today's episode, try responding to yourself as you would to someone you love. Not with perfection, but with a little bit more understanding, a little bit more patience. Even something as simple as, this is really hard right now. I get you. I can see why I feel this way. This sucks. Whatever it is, it can tremendously help for you to recalibrate your energy. I've tried it out and I can tell you, it can absolutely shift the way you perceive yourself, the way your energy flows. And today was just such a day for me, you know? And that's why I thought I'd jump on a podcast now, because I really want to share how it felt. And I had a choice right then this morning whether this day would be a completely wasted day and completely crap because everything was going the wrong way. Or I could breathe, take a pause, acknowledge how I was feeling, which I did. And I said to myself, this really sucks. And you know what? It's a little reminder you have a choice right now. You can choose in which way this day is going to land. And I chose to make it a good day, no matter. So before we close today, I want to guide you through a slightly deeper exercise. So if you can, just settle in for a moment. Gently close your eyes, if that feels okay to you. Of course not if you're driving, please. And bring your attention to your breath. Nothing to change, just noticing. And now, I want you to think of a moment recently where something felt hard. Maybe something didn't go the way you hoped, or you felt overwhelmed or disappointed. Just let that moment come to your mind. And then feel. Where can you feel it in your body? Maybe you can feel a slight pressure on your chest. Or maybe you can even feel something heavier in your tummy. Or maybe it's around your head, your mind. And then notice what you said to yourself in that moment. The words, the tone. No judgment, just noticing. And now, Imagine someone you deeply care about came to you with that exact same experience. What would you say to them? How would you speak? What would your tone feel like? And gently see if you can offer those same words now to yourself. Right now, just silently for yourself. Maybe even placing a hand on your heart and just letting those words land. And as you sit there, just notice what shifts. Even if it's something very small, you don't have to do this perfectly. You don't have to suddenly feel different. This is just a beginning. And maybe this is what holding it together can also mean. Not holding everything in, but learning how to stay with yourself when things feel hard. If this resonated with you, take it gently. This is not about adding something else to your list. Of course not. It's about relating to yourself in a slightly different way. It's a discovery. As a lifelong learner, I always say, I never stop learning, developing, growing. And the most interesting adventure is actually the one from within. So stay curious. Everything feels different if we stay curious, not just with others and adventures, but also with ourselves. So thank you for being here with me and for these past few episodes. And if this is something you feel someone else might need, please share it with them. You know it means the world to me to spread the word that no one, really no one, should be alone. So take a gentle care of yourself, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Fertility Counselor podcast. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. If you need support or have any questions, reach out to us via email at inquiries@counselingconnects.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Fertility Connects. We'd love to hear from you. If you want to learn more about us and the services we offer, head to www.fertilityconnects.com. And if you're looking for support beyond fertility, visit www.counselingconnects.com. Take care, and we'll see you in the next episode.